I cooked a full holiday dinner while running a fever. My sister-in-law took one bite and said, "This tastes like you hate us." My husband laughed. "She's just emotional." I cleaned up alone that night. But the following year, they showed up to a dark, empty house and a voicemail that said, "Thanksgiving last year broke something in me." And it wasn't dramatic. It didn't come with a screaming match or some big outburst. It came quietly, in the middle of my kitchen, while I was washing dishes alone, sweating through my clothes with a fever, and staring at a sink full of food no one said thank you for.
I was sick that day.
I knew it the minute I woke up. My throat felt like sandpaper, my skin was hot to the touch, and just standing up made me dizzy. I should have stayed in bed. But I didn't. I couldn't. I'd already spent the past 2 days prepping. Defrosting the turkey, chopping vegetables, prepping pies, setting the table. No one else ever volunteered to host. It was just assumed I would. And I kept doing it year after year because I thought it mattered. My husband, Mark, noticed I looked pale. He said, "You sure you want to go through with this?" I said yes, because what other choice did I have? He didn't offer to help cook. He never does. He's always just the guy who grills the turkey outside like that's some great sacrifice, then disappears while I make everything else. His family showed up around 2. They never bring anything. Not even a bottle of wine. His mom came in barking, asking if the turkey was dry this year, like it always is, according to her. His brother sat down and turned on football without even saying hi. His sister Tasha came last, wearing some ridiculous coat, like she was gracing us with her presence. She air-kissed everyone and barely looked at me. The meal was ready around 4. I was shaking by then. I had pushed myself so hard I felt like I might pass out. But the food was hot, the table was set, and for about 5 minutes I thought maybe it would all be worth it. Then Tasha picked up her fork, took one bite of the turkey, looked around the table, and said, "This tastes like you hate us."
Just like that. No laugh. No wink.
Just a flat, mean comment tossed in like she was commenting on the weather. Everyone went quiet for a second. Then Mark laughed. "She's just emotional," he said like that explained it. I looked at him. He didn't even glance my way.
Just kept eating.
His mom smiled awkwardly and asked if there was gravy. No one said anything about what Tasha said. Not a single person stood up for me. I didn't eat. I just sat there, going through the motions. Nodding at conversations, smiling where I had to. I felt like a ghost in my own home. When dinner ended, everyone went back to the living room. Mark disappeared upstairs. His mom fell asleep on the couch. Tasha scrolled her phone in the corner. And I cleaned. Alone. Dishes, pans, silverware, food containers. I didn't finish until almost 11. That night, I lay in bed next to a man who didn't think twice about letting me be humiliated.
Who didn't say, "Thank you."
Who didn't even notice I hadn't eaten a bite. I stared at the ceiling and realized something that hit me like a gut punch. No one sees me. Not as a person. Not as someone worth protecting or thanking or even listening to. The next morning, I got up early and made breakfast for the family. Eggs, bacon, pancakes. They all acted like nothing happened. Then they packed up and left. That was the day I started planning. I didn't make a scene. I didn't confront anyone. I just started making small choices. I started saving money without telling Mark. I stopped doing extra favors for his family. I stopped answering Tasha's texts. I started thinking about what it would feel like to be alone, truly alone, and whether that would really be worse than what I had now. Thanksgiving came again, the next year. And I had something very different in mind. I never told Mark how much that Thanksgiving gutted me. Honestly, I don't think he would have heard me even if I had. That's the part that messed with my head the most. It wasn't just that his sister insulted me or that his family treated me like the help. It was that he didn't care. In the weeks that followed, I noticed other things. Things I had let slide before. Like how his mom would text him directly about our family events, and I was never included. How Tasha always invited us places last minute, acting like she forgot we existed until someone else failed. Or how Mark would vent about work to me every night, but never once asked how my day went. Like I was just furniture, supportive, silent, always there. I started keeping a journal. Just simple stuff. What they said. How I felt. How I noticed no one ever asked me if I was okay. I didn't do it to be dramatic. I just needed to keep track. To remind myself I wasn't crazy. Around March, Tasha threw a birthday dinner. I wasn't invited. Mark told me the night before like it was no big deal. Just a girl's thing, he said. I asked, "Did you ask if I could come?" And he just shrugged. Didn't seem worth the argument. That night, I sat alone and ate leftovers. He came home smelling like wine and perfume. He said it was just a fun night and went straight to bed. I cried on the bathroom floor, not because of the dinner, but because I realized finally that I meant nothing to these people. And Mark didn't care. That was when the plan solidified. I started seeing a therapist. Quietly. I told her everything. She didn't tell me to leave him. Not yet, but she asked me the right questions. Questions like, what would your life look like if you stopped trying to earn their approval? And why are you still serving people who don't serve you? I thought about that every time I cleaned up after his family, every time I bit my tongue when Tasha made snide comments, every time Mark dismissed me like I was being dramatic. I started putting cash away. Tips from side gigs, money from returned gifts I never wore. I found a credit union his family didn't know about. I started taking long walks just to get out of the house, even if I didn't have anywhere to go. Then summer came. Mark's mom called and asked if we'd be hosting again this year. He said yes, without asking me. When he told me, I just nodded. That was the moment I knew for sure. I wasn't hosting anything. Not this time. Not for them. By August, I had a plan. But life has a way of testing your patience when you're trying to stay quiet. Mark came home one night in a great mood. I could tell immediately. He was humming, swinging his keys. I was on the couch with my laptop, looking at job listings 2 states over. He kissed my cheek and said, "You're going to love this." Tasha had just closed on a new house. A fixer-upper about 30 minutes from us. She wanted to throw her first real Thanksgiving. But surprise, she didn't want to host just yet. She wanted to learn the ropes from me. So, Mark said, "We're still doing it at our place, but Tasha's gonna come early to help." Isn't that great? I stared at him. You mean the woman who insulted my cooking and never apologized wants a lesson in hospitality from me? Mark looked uncomfortable. Come on, don't be petty. She's trying. This is family. I smiled and said, sure. Let's do it. Inside, I was burning. Not because I was being dragged into this again, but because it confirmed something I needed to see in the open. They saw me as useful. Not family. Not even a person, really. Just someone who made things happen for them. And Mark wasn't clueless. He was complicit. In October, Tasha texted me directly for the first time in months. She asked if we could go over the menu together. Said she wanted to learn. I agreed. We set a date. She showed up late. She brought 2 friends with her, friends I didn't know, and spent the entire time drinking wine and laughing while I chopped vegetables and talked through a prep list. She took a few photos for Instagram. Hashtags like learning from the best and domestic queen. She didn't lift a finger. A week later, I saw her post. Hosting is hard work, but worth it when it's for the ones you love. She tagged me. As if we were best friends. I didn't comment. I didn't respond. But I updated my calendar. I booked a room at a hotel across town for Thanksgiving week. One with a spa and full room service. I used points I'd been saving for years. Points Mark didn't know about. I told my boss I'd be offline for the holiday and turned off my phone the night before. Then I did something I'd never done before. I left without a word. No note. No fight. Nothing. Mark and his family showed up on Thanksgiving Day to a locked house, dark windows, and no food. I had recorded a voicemail the night before.
Come.
Simple. Hi, it's me. You told me last year she was just being emotional. So this year, I gave her the night off. Enjoy your holiday. I stayed at the Hyatt, ordered prime rib and chocolate mousse, and watched old movies under soft sheets. But that was just the start. Because what happened after? That voicemail. That silence. that mirror I held up to them, broke something wide open. And what came next changed everything. The silence from that Thanksgiving didn't last long. My phone was off the entire day, so I didn't see the first wave of missed calls, texts, voicemails. Mark tried calling from his phone, then his mom's, then Tasha's. I didn't listen to a single message until the next morning. The first one was him, confused. "Hey, where are you? Everyone's here." The next one had tension. "Seriously, this isn't funny." By the third, he was pissed. "You embarrassed me. They came for you. For us."
No.
They came for what I always gave them. For free labor, for fake smiles, for convenience. I checked out of the hotel Friday morning and went straight to my friend Angela's house. She had already agreed to let me stay the weekend. We were close, co-workers turned confidants. She was the one who'd sat across from me when I broke down after last Thanksgiving, who told me I wasn't crazy, that I deserved more. That weekend, I made my move. I cleared out my half of the joint account, nothing illegal, just the money I had contributed. I sent a short email to Mark with a list of things I was taking, and when I hired a moving company, I didn't leave a mess. I didn't take anything that wasn't mine. On Sunday night, Mark came home to a mostly empty house and a manila envelope on the kitchen table. Inside, my house key, a detailed list of what I took, and divorce papers already filed. That Monday, I sat in my lawyer's office while she reviewed the timeline. All clean. All by the book. I'd been documenting for almost a year.
Photo, message, recette.
She nodded slowly. "You planned this well," she said. "They won't see it coming." They didn't. Mark showed up at my office the next week. Security turned him away. He left a note. "We can fix this." I didn't respond. Tasha posted vague crap on Instagram, pictures of cold turkey and a caption like, "Sometimes people show their true colors over stuffing." I ignored it. Her likes were down. Her little performance the previous year didn't age well when the person she mocked walked away and left her to face the stove herself. Then came Christmas. They invited me. Mark did, at least, through a long email about moving forward, and one bad day doesn't define a marriage. I didn't go. Instead, I posted one photo. A single glass of champagne. A city skyline from my new apartment window. Caption: "Sometimes peace is louder than applause." That photo got more comments than anything I'd ever posted. Quiet support. Old friends checking in. Even some of Mark's cousins liked it. Quietly. By January, I had blocked every number that had tried to guilt me. The only one who didn't reach out was Tasha. Of course not. She wasn't used to people walking away from her games. But karma came for her too. Angela sent me a screenshot in February. A local event Tasha had tried to host. Her first official Thanksgiving-style dinner, rescheduled as a Valentine's potluck. Only 3 people RSVP'd. She canceled it. I heard through the grapevine her house was too big for her. Mortgage trouble. And she burned bridges fast. She was used to attention, not effort. Mark fought the divorce at first. Said it was sudden. My lawyer sent over my Thanksgiving photos, me in the hotel, timestamped. The call logs. The bank records. The message from Tasha that said, "Don't poison the turkey this year, LOL."
He signed.
I didn't win because I screamed the loudest. I won because I walked away when it hurt the most and refused to play their game anymore. My revenge wasn't a single moment. It was the silence that followed. It was the absence they never saw coming. It was me, finally choosing myself over their comfort. And I'll never host another holiday again, unless I want to. And not one damn person will ever mock my cooking again.